Shoot.
But yeah, we can jump into some bigger topics now. What do you want to talk about now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about that. The young Miami and the versus India RE.
Yeah, and that's funny because she released a song promoting scamming and boosting and all that, um, called Spin That. And a lot of people is jumping on it. They actually calling that the song of the summer, which I don't really. It's a catchy song for the young people, but
Yeah.
I listen to too much of what you're talking about for me to worry about how catchy it is. So for me, I don't really care for the song because of what it's promoting. But she I think it was at the recent BET Awards, which that was all right. Drewski hosted. I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah, they said that was
somebody,
probably one of the better ones, and then they had motherfucking that Jake Lane guy out there in LA talking
yeah,
about,
yeah,
yeah, like, yeah, y'all be like, and they like packed his ass up. It's like, dude, you can't go to LA
yeah,
like that, son. But anyway, go
right.
ahead.
But no, I mean it was all right. It was Drewski, I think, did a decent job, but he did a skit on there. You remember how they released the Michael Jackson biopic recently? He
Yeah.
did a skit where he did one about the father Joe, calling it the Joe movie, and it was a whole bunch of it was him dressed up like Joe Jackson, and a bunch of scenes where they getting out of line and he started to get the belt, and they said Janet Jackson was there, and they said she didn't like it. She thought it was in bad taste. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I can see from her position, I can see that, but I don't think it was that bad. They didn't show him like hitting them. It was more so, they like if they made a mistake, you see him go grab the belt, you know what I mean? Or you might hear in the background. But I get it. You know what I mean?
Well, I
She's
mean,
basically just saying,
well, at the end of the day, I mean, that was her father. You know what I'm saying? I
right.
I get that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I heard he came out there with Ice Cube too, and he was dressed up like Jay Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they
Yep.
said that
Yep.
was probably one of
Yeah.
yeah they
Ice
said that
Cube was like, bro, you need to stop.
yeah yeah they said that was one of the better ones they've had in a while because like yeah it was kind of yeah they kind of fell off so
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, so but yeah, and then of course India Ari, she made some comments online about it. And I mean, she didn't really say anything specifically about Young Miami, but she just got a lot of backlash about her comments. She really didn't make an original post. What happened was somebody else made a post about the situation about Young Miami's song, and she just kind of commented on it. And so a lot of people kind of jumped on her, like, let Young Miami do whatever she wants, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, she was like, I'm not trying to stop her from doing what she wants. That's not my business.
yeah.
She said, I just made a simple comment. That's it. Y'all overreacting. So she did make like one or two posts after that just to address the backlash, but that was it. So what did you think about all that?
Like I didn't get a chance to really look into it. I will say, I mean, you know, I'll say this. Um, it is kind of sad that I mean, it's just sad that the like any type of degenerate, if I'm saying that right, degeneracy, I guess I'm saying it. It's kind of like, oh, we got to promote this. I mean, especially and I mean, but it's crazy again. Like I said, it goes kind of go back to is this a big distraction? We're in a time where we have a lot of shit that's going wrong, and it's like, why aren't y'all? And I know everybody. I'm not looking for every artist to come through and be like, you know, I'm the savior of said people and anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like we really need to be talking about other shit. I'm just gonna be honest.
Right.
I mean, I'm not saying again, I'm not taking anything away from Young Miami. I think I'm with Indy RE on that. Like, if that's what she gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what she gonna do. There's definitely an audience for that. There's definitely a crowd for that. So I mean, it's whatever. But at the end of the day, it's just like, dude, come on, we gotta. I mean, at some point, we got to talk about some other shit.
Right. Agreed. And it's like it feels like everybody wants to promote freedom of speech until you speak against something that they like, so
Facts.
you say anything against something they don't like and it's like, oh, you can't say that. No, you can say whatever you want.
Yep.
You
You
know what I
can say
mean?
whatever you
So
want. You just gotta be prepared for the consequence.
right. Exactly. So yeah, that I don't really listen to that type of music, but I do know, that a lot of people are into it, and it to me it speaks volumes, because a lot of people are saying, well, no, this song, she's not trying to influence anybody to do this and do that. I mean, come on, man. Influence comes from repetitive
Yep.
hearing and hearing and hearing. That's why little kids are influenced by who they're growing up around, their teachers, their parents. They start to eventually imitate them, and a lot of these grown folks are acting just like children. So you start hearing that a bunch of times, scamming and boosting and stealing don't seem that bad to you. You know what I mean? And you see more and more videos now of people doing just that, running up in stores, grabbing what they want, and acting like ain't nobody supposed to touch them. You know what I mean?
Man.
So
Yeah, I seen. I think
you
I seen.
influence it whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I seen like these older. I think they was. You know, I think. I mean, it was a couple years ago. They were talking about these people going to the golf course, like the golf clubs. You know, where you have the golf. You know, you play golf, but you got the little clubhouse that has stuff. The motherfuckers was
Yeah.
stealing golf clubs like on camera. Don't even what like look, they was putting it down in their little pants and talking about like, yo, we out. I'm like,
It's like, for
I'm
what
like,
though? What are you trying to prove? It's
man,
like they trying to play that tough role. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
you're not tough just because you do something like that.
yeah, it
You're
was
not you're not
crazy.
tough. You don't know what tough is for real, you know. But anyway, that's just y'all weighing in the comments, about how y'all feel about that, whether you think the song is the song of the summer and all that, and whether you think you're okay with scamming and boosting, or if you're against it, whatever you want. Put it in the comments. But yeah, you want to talk about the Big Tigger situation?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I forgot to put that down. But yeah, that like I was saying over the phone with you, I don't feel like I mean, it was that big of a deal. Big Tigger to me has not really been problematic,
Right.
if you will. Uh, you know what I'm saying?
He
And
hasn't. He has not at all. Over the years, he's never had any kind of scandals on his name or anything until now. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So basically, the whole thing started when his I believe they're either divorced now or they're in the process of divorcing, but his wife, Alicia Brown, she put out a video on her like Instagram or something like that, one of the socials, and in the video she's got bruises all over her face, like big cuts or dark spots, like she's been hit, and she's crying, and she doesn't really say anything. She just kind of sits there sobbing, but then she puts a caption right over her head that says, "Ask my husband why my face looks like this."
wow.
And so everybody's like, "Oh, snap, Tigger done beat up his wife and blah, blah, blah." And then after it jumps, out of hand, then she comes out with another post later saying, "Oh, well, I never said he did anything. I never said he assaulted me. I never said anything like that. I don't know what you goofy people on the internet are talking about. And it's like, you know exactly
Exactly
what
what
you were
you
doing.
yeah.
You know exactly what you were doing because I peeped game from the beginning. I could tell what she was trying to do. What she was trying to do was throw people off. That's why she was crying, because anybody who questioned it can now go back, excuse me, and she can say, "Oh, well, what I meant by look at my face was the fact that I was crying, not that I got beat
Got
up.
beat
All
up.
I said was look at my face." You know what I mean? So she did that on purpose. You knew people were going to ask, because she kept, like, she had marks, like, let's say near her hairline, and she kept doing stuff like trying to show, I mean,
Yeah.
let me move my hair back so you can see it, but she would never actually say anything. So, and then after that, she put out another post where she accused Tigger of sleeping with his co-host on his radio show. And I forget this young lady's name, but you know, it seems to me like there was nothing going on between them. And I think they're trying to sue her now for defamation. So it's
Yeah.
like, typically, if you've been doing something like that, you're not going to sue somebody for defamation. You know what I mean? But that's what's going on. So Tigger had to do a public apology um, to his co-host, just saying, I'm sorry you got dragged into this, because it's nothing to do with you. I've never been anything but professional with you, and you've been professional with me. And so, on the contrary, Tigger's wife, the one that's making all these accusations, she has a history of fraudulent behavior,
Wow.
claiming that people beat her up. She lost one of her children to social services and stuff like that. So it's like, you the one with the record that shows that you do this kind of crazy stuff, and now you're trying to make this man who's never had a scandal at all
Yeah.
look bad. And so then there's a video that comes out. It's her and Tigger. They're in some type of maybe restaurant setting or something like that. It's really blurry, so you can't really see it very good. But she's trying to, take his phone away or stuff like that, arguing with him about that. And he's trying to tell her to calm down, relax. Let's talk about this later. And she just won't let it go. So she starts trying to grab his phone and wrestle with him. And so he finally gets upset, and he just kind of grabs her to take her outside, and that's where she's trying to, make it seem like he hurt her when he did that. But you can tell in the video he didn't do nothing to hurt her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But he did actually get arrested, which I hate that, because now this man has to have a criminal record and a
Yeah.
mugshot, when it looks like he really didn't do anything. Now, of
But
course,
I
we don't
think
know everything, but I know.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
But I was gonna say, usually when that stuff happens, they usually take like the
Another video. Oh, okay. My wife said there's another video out now too, showing something
oh
else.
man.
So
But yeah, they usually take the husband for what I understand. They usually take the
yeah,
husband for like protection and all that other stuff. Um, whether if they was in the wrong or not, most of the time they do that.
my wife says she got locked up now because she had a warrant against her. So
Damn.
um, yeah, it's crazy. It's a whole situation, man. But you can just tell that she has the history of fraudulent behavior, and you can just tell that she's faking the funk with all this. You know what I mean?
I mean, the
Because
fact
you
the
can't.
fact that the fact that you would try to make bruises on yourself and things like that. That's a bit extreme. I mean, for whoever,
Well, I don't know how that happened, but some people would go to that extreme. I don't know if that's what she did, but some people do go to that extreme.
The video showed where like he was on top of her. She was trying to get the phone from him. So where he was positioned, they were like mutually pulling him, so it could
Yeah.
happen.
My wife was talking about the video. I guess they were kind of playing tug of war with the whole phone situation.
yeah,
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'm going to have to go check that one out, and we'll maybe come back and talk about that.
Yeah.
But like I said, we don't know the whole story, but based on what I've seen so far, she doesn't look very credible. But I'm gonna check out this other video and see what's going on with that one. But hopefully, Big Tigger, hopefully and my wife be clowning him, says she hates that name. She just thinks that's a foolish name. But yeah, it's we got to find out more about that so we can talk about it a little bit more.
All right.
But yeah, man, I mean that's all I know about it so far. So we'll come back and maybe talk about that on the next episode when we get more information about that second video.
Yeah.
Because the one I saw, you really couldn't see very much. You can just tell he was trying to just calm her down and get her out of the restaurant or wherever it was they were, some
Yeah.
sort of
That's
public place,
embarrassing. Yeah.
So
That's
anyway,
yeah.
very embarrassing. But yep, what you want to talk about next?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Jay-Z and Charlemagne the God inside trading about how academics called them out for that.
Yeah, you were telling me more so about that, so I don't know as much about that. So you tell me what you know, because I don't really know much about that.
Let me pull up some stuff. Let's see. And DJ Academics. Wow, spell it out. Jay-Z. And, yeah, let me spell this. Charles. Come on now.
Not phonetic.
Okay. All right. What'd she say?
She said, now he using phonetics.
Listen, sound it out. Okay, so let me see here. Let me see if I could do this. If we can, let me see. Here we go. About to use the technology here. About to use the technology.
All right.
Let's see. All right. So, all right, I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, can you see that?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still trying to load. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
It just looks black right now. It's a box there, but it's just dark.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Hold on.
I see it now. I should be able to share it. Why is it not sharing? I don't do that. Don't do that.
Right.
All right. Let me see.
Yeah, on my side, it just brought up a box, but it's just a black box. It doesn't actually show anything.
All
Let me
right.
see.
Hold on. Well, you know what? I'm just gonna stop the share because it's gonna be crazy if I'll just do that. Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I'll just read. I was trying to, you know what I'm saying, be all a little fancy and stuff.
Yeah, it's all good.
So, fact that DJ Academics took to X and ran it about Jay-Z, the Rock Nation, and the Charlemagne the God thing. And he was basically talking about, let's see, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to figure out what he was saying because I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
I
I'm
heard
trying to
that there was
skip.
something going on, but I just didn't hear the whole story. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to skip down to where he's talking about them. With as far as the inside trading. And the thing of it is weird because it seems like at one point, no one really said anything negative about Jay-Z, but all of a sudden, you got all these people turning on him, and I think a lot of it is, with the whole Drake situation. So he basically, I'm trying to see here. They're not really saying anything. Okay. Jay-Z was saying Jay-Z had Act was saying Jay Z has open investigation into smear campaigns from fan pages and billboards, given that weak ass freestyle, best hip hop song of the year. Rock Nation might have to crumble. All they do is trying to lie. We have eyes and ears and a brain. Jay Z propaganda won't work. That's what academics did say. Um,
Man, I don't fool
yeah,
with
but I'm trying to
academics like
figure out.
that,
I'm
man. So
trying to get
he's
get
full of it.
Yeah, and like I said, he's trying to, what I'm saying, I think that was over the whole freestyle and him trying, what I'm saying, um,
But see, the thing is, if Jay didn't throw a response back to Drake, academics wouldn't have anything to say about that.
oh,
You know what I mean?
fact,
It's all
fact,
about the Drake portion of that freestyle.
yeah, yeah, he's up here trying to, what I'm saying, straight up just glaze on Drake real quick. Let me see. Let me see if I
Right.
can do. Let me
Exactly.
see if I can pull up because I'm trying to pull up the casino. Okay, let me see. All right, let's see. It's not really saying. Yeah, it's not. Isn't really a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff. I'm trying to get articles, but basically,
Oh, okay.
I'll just put it like this, so I won't spend too much long because I know we got we're running short for time. But
Yeah, we got
basically, from what I understand, is that Jay Z was trying to get that casino in Brooklyn. Same one that
right.
got, Nas got one in Queens. But back at the time, Charlemagne the God, he was on radio trying to promote, get his people to promote getting the casino open. So DJ Academics called them out for that, and saying that basically it was kind of like insider trading because it's like, okay, at one point, you're the radio guy. What's it in for you to promote
Right.
for the casino? And I'm thinking,
Right.
at least that's what I'm taking away. I might be wrong. Like I said, I might have to go back and study it. But I mean,
I'm
either
gonna have to
he,
look it up too. I want to know
yeah.
more about that.
But my thing of it is this. It's just like shit that shit happens all the time. I mean, hell, you got people that have to do all that inside trading and stuff, and it's just like, well, now since it's you know people of a different hue, now it's like, oh, it's this is bad. But again, this comes off the heels of him trying to glaze for Drake. So like, if it's
Right.
what I'm saying, like, because if it wasn't if Jay didn't say anything about that and he wasn't talking about that,
Exactly.
it would have been no one would have known about it. So
Yep.
it is
Exactly.
what it is.
So I don't even fool with it, but I'm gonna look into it. Because I mean, it don't sound like no insider trading to me, but it is what it
Yeah,
is. Like I said, we'll come back and report on it a little bit more once we get some more information.
yeah.
But we got one more topic we need to talk about, and that's the
Lupe
Lupe Fiasco
versus
situation.
Kendrick.
Yeah,
Yeah, versus Nas.
yeah. So yeah, man, Lupe, and I found it funny because they kind of went back to his response to Control when Kendrick dropped the Control verse. What was
Yeah,
that? 2010,
yeah,
somewhere around 2010. And he Lupe caught some flack about that because he did a response to it, but then when they called him out about it and said, you responded to Kendrick, he was like, "Oh nah, that wasn't really a response to Kendrick. That was a response to his fans because his fans were saying this and that." But you definitely were trying to go at Kendrick. It's
yeah,
like, dude, don't do that. You know what I mean? If you're going to do something, stand on it. You know what I mean? Stand on it, and be a man about it. You claim that you want to. Wasn't he the one that said he would battle any rapper at one point?
Well,
Where he was putting.
that was actually, believe it or not, that was Most Def. And Most Def put out the challenge. King Low stepped up to the challenge and he kind of like backed down, and he was like, "Hey, listen, it ain't da 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 da." And yeah, I don't. Yeah, when that happened, I think he kind of backed down from it. But nah, I don't think
Okay,
I don't think that was Lupe.
okay. But yeah, either way, I mean, he's catching a lot of flack for that, but it's like, and he's saying that basically one of his comments was that he could find at least 100 other rappers that are better than Kendrick right now.
Yeah, but
And everybody was like, "What?"
But he was particularly talking about battle rappers. But the thing about battle rapping is this: yes, I think, and I think this one guy I can't think of. I just listened to him this morning, but I think he made the best assessment. Like all your what you would call commercialized, like your mainstream rappers, you're not going to expect them to come with a performance like the battle rappers do, like right off rip. I'm not looking for them to do that because that is a different space. The thing about battle rapping, a lot of battle rappers, and I think this is where Kendrick excelled. A lot of battle rappers do not know how to make songs. They're good at
Right, right.
wordplay. They're good at
Yeah,
lyricism. But when it comes to transitioning to like actually song making, all of them do not do that well. All of
right.
them
A
don't.
lot of them do not do that well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's talk about the whole Nas thing, because he said some shit about Nas. I mean, saying that Nas, oh, he just a mid lyricist. I was like, well, nah, because this is the
Right.
thing about that. Nas ain't traditionally a battle rapper, but yet he went up against the so-called biggest rapper of the time and technically won with Ether.
Yeah.
People still talk about
Exactly.
that shit. People still
Yeah.
talk about that shit. So I I don't know. And then again, this goes back to my question of the day. Is everything a big distraction? Look, I mean, we're literally living in a love it or hate it. We live in a fucking fascist country right now. We got motherfuckers running the White House who done did God knows what with kids, young women,
Yeah.
all that shit above the law, and we over here talking about a fucking rap battle and shit. Like this motherfucker
Right.
can't rap. What the fuck are we talking about here? Like there's
Right.
bigger shit to talk about, and y'all just like, oh
Yeah.
nah, we gotta talk about this rap shit. Like get the fuck out of here. There's
Right.
bigger shit going.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
don't get me
true.
wrong. I love hip hop. I love hip hop. But I'm just being real. There's a lot more shit going on right now. Why in the fuck? What the fuck do I give a fuck about Lupe Fiasco talk about this motherfucker can't rap?
Right.
I mean,
Right.
for real. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to get, but I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
being
You're
for
right
real
though.
about it.
You're right though. Yeah, your boy up there in the White House said he gonna give himself what was it, the Medal of Honor or something, that one of them high awards. He said he's gonna give it to himself and his sons, he's gonna give his sons one too. It was something like that, either the Medal of Honor or the Medal of Freedom or one of them big awards with, and it's like, how you just gonna give yourself that?
Hey man,
You just gonna give yourself that?
I'm gonna give myself the award. I'm gonna make sure I'm building a beautiful room, a beautiful ballroom. Everybody's excited, and we're gonna have the 4th of July. You can't bring any ice. You can't bring any drinks. We gotta make sure that you sit in 100-degree weather and listen to me speak and ramble
Right.
for an hour long. But if you're Mexican, if you happen to be Mexican, we have all the ice you want. We have all the ice. We have a bunch of ice people that'll come through. They'll give you ice. They'll help you with ice. They'll make sure that you get evacuated with ice. We have all the ice.
They'll make sure that you're taken care of. But yeah, so that's crazy to me. But yeah, man, dude is crazy up there.
Yeah,
I'm I'll be glad when that little term is over.
And look,
But
but yeah, not to make this
but yeah,
not to make this a political show, folks. We do cover hip hop. That's what me and Curtis love. This is kind of like barbershop conversation, but on the real,
yeah,
I mean, I'm just being realistically. There's a lot more shit that we need to be talking about, a lot more shit, and it would be one thing if to me if the rap stuff was kind of like I'm not saying that it's not important, but it was actually like something captivating. But it's just like I think
yeah.
they're trying to reach. It's like, man, we got all this shit going on. Let's say this motherfucker can't rap, and maybe that'll get
Right,
them to look at shit. I'm just like,
right. Exactly. Exactly.
yeah,
You're right about that. There's a lot of distractions going on. I'm sure it is. And it's been like that for a while now, but it's just getting
good.
to a new height, you know. So anything to keep y'all entertained, just pay attention to the bouncing ball over here while
Oh
we
yeah,
do
shut
this
up and
over here.
dribble. Yeah, just shut up and
Right,
dribble.
right. So
Yeah,
it's crazy.
yeah, man.
But yeah, Lupe, I will say this about the Lupe situation. He is one of my favorite lyricists. I would put him in my top 20,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's ever going to be in my top 5. But he is in my top 20 somewhere. So, but I think he out of pocket. You know what I mean? I think he getting a little bored and, just throwing stuff out there just to get a little attention. And it's just like, it
Well,
really don't make no sense,
and that's the thing about that. Lupe Fiasco was known for being the political guy. When Obama was first in office, he kind of one that spoke out against,
Yeah,
corruption and all this other stuff. And it's like we're literally living in a corrupt state now. Why you
yeah.
like and the only thing that you could come up with is I rap better than Kendrick Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Like, make that make
Yeah,
sense.
right. I think he saw what happened to Drake, and he's like, "Well, that would never happen to me. I wonder if I just say a few things, would he
Yeah.
come back to me? And it's just
Now,
like, bro, just sit down, man. Make good music and shut up.
yeah. Now, don't
You
get
know?
me wrong. Now, if that battle happened, oh, I'm there.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll definitely watch.
I think a lot of people want that battle. Um, but I mean, kind of like shout out to Justin Hunt. He was kind of like I'd really want them more so to work together, which is cool. But if they have if they keep everything on wax and it's all cool afterwards, I think we would have a really interesting hip hop battle between the two. Um,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely.
I would like to see it.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah,
Definitely. All right. Well, I guess that's pretty much our show for today.
yeah.
You got anything you want to drop before we wrap it up?
Nah, that's it, man. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Listen, I don't know how this hype button shit works. But
Right.
I
I
guess
don't
hype
either,
up the
but
video because they talking about this whole algorithm thing, and they YouTube changed it for like whatever reason. I mean, it's just man, I
yeah,
tell you,
they always making changes.
yeah, it's
Always
like
making
damn, it's
changes.
one. If it ain't one thing, like these motherfuckers do shit that we don't really ask for. Like
Right.
they really,
Exactly.
it's just crazy. I wasn't asking for this shit. We just want to
Unnecessary.
record and
Unnecessary.
yeah. It's like, nah, we gotta make it, we gotta do this. But yeah, just like, share, and
Right.
subscribe. And yeah.
Yes, sir. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all for checking us out. This has been Layers of the Culture. We believe it's episode 50, but we'll
Episode
check.
50.
If we're wrong, we'll up the number. But just check us out on YouTube and all the socials. And this is your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
all right. We'll see y'all on the next one.
Hey.
Peace.